If you want to become the local celebrity in your market, this conversation maps out the clearest roadmap you will find on YouTube. Today I bring on Felipe, who in his first year as a full-time agent became the local celebrity in his market, people taking pictures with him, and over 70% of his closings coming for free from YouTube. Now in this conversation, Felipe not only breaks down the exact videos that have led to the majority of those 70% of closings as a top producer, but also some really ninja strategies that I don't see anybody else talking about of how he's able to create so much content and be so consistent without spending much time, because he's a father, he coaches, he's a pastor, he's involved in so many things and is an incredible family man, but he's also a heavy-hitting top producer, all within his first couple of years of real estate for free, leveraging YouTube. And in this video, he breaks down every single thing that he does in order to get to that point, because his big goal is giving back to the industry and he wants you to see the same level of success or even greater. Now, two quick things before bringing on Felipe. Number one, I'm going to link his channel below. It is going to be an incredible resource that you can emulate for your own market, but also I will link his calendar below, because even at the end, he offers to have a free conversation with anybody that wants his advice and also the ability to partner with him to get his help to scale your business. So if you want to know how to leverage YouTube, but also the struggles and how to avoid them and how to take massive action consistently, even if you're a busy parent, then this is going to give you the blueprint to achieve exactly that. All right, Felipe, well, really excited to have you on here today. And you will obviously have a pretty incredible story, and one that's going to relate to a lot of people. But, you know, going part-time to full-time, becoming a top producer for multiple years in a row, and being able to really have a big mindset shift when it comes to leveraging YouTube content to generate leads. So before diving into the tactical strategies, because I know you've got a ton of them, why don't you just give people a quick rundown, who you are, where you're from, market, and what kind of got you to this point?
Absolutely, Mike. Thanks for having me here. My name is Felipe. I'm Mexican. I'm a mechanical engineer just like you. Yeah. And I work in oil and gas for 20 years. I was an international speaker, subject matter expert, so I had a pretty good position in oil and gas. I got transferred to the US in 2014 when I immediately started with real estate as an investor. Right, start studying it, spent a lot of money in training, and then during COVID, well, before that, my company got sold to Goldman Sachs, so it became a private company. COVID hit, all prices came to minus 35 on May of 2020. I remember exactly, because a few days later I got laid off. Right? And middle of COVID, nobody was hiring, so I was like, okay, I'm gonna go full-time investing, which I did some flips and wholesale deals, which keep me afloat. And then somebody offered me a position as a director of a restaurant franchise, which I took because, I mean, that was the only thing that I was offered. And that was a 9 to 5, half the pay of my oil and gas salary, but that paid the bills. And when that happened, a friend of mine told me, like, hey, Felipe, why don't you get licensed? And you're doing flips, so why don't you get licensed, sell your own deals? And I was like, man, that's genius, right? So I studied, got my license, and my first deal was one of my flips, and I sold it before I got a market, because the market was super hot. And I said, you know, man, this is something. So I stayed with that company in the 9 to 5 for like a year. And then at some point I realized my heart was in real estate, not there. And I was doing more real estate job than actually that job. So I quit. And after 1 year of going half-time, and then I just burned the bridges, and the rest is history. I'm right here.
I love that, man. It's really cool. We've got a very similar background, and you know, I think it's great that you're able to burn those bridges, because a lot of people hold on way too long and they don't follow their heart. They just, you know, keep waiting for the perfect time, but the perfect time never exists. Exactly. And you know, you've gotten to the point pretty quickly where you've essentially become like a local celebrity in your market. And I think that's, you know, one of those goals that so many people have, basically any agent has, but some don't achieve it even after years, decades of being in the industry. So let's kind of talk about how you've been able to build such incredible momentum and the fact that you've really tapped into YouTube. I'd love to get an understanding as to why you chose YouTube, and then we could start going into some of the really creative tactics that you have for creating content efficiently.
Absolutely, man. Well, as I told you, I was working as a director of a franchise, and I had a 9 to 5. So I had to find a way to leverage my time, my presence, and at the same time, just try to scale, right? So cold calling wasn't the answer, or door knocking. I didn't have time because I had a job. So I decided to go with YouTube, and I didn't have a channel. Never ever did a video. Actually, I don't know. I was random. I didn't know what to do. So I went to the Social Agent Academy to start just consuming the content and took action, man, because I'm just like that. It's like, hey, you tell me what to do, I'm going to do it. Right? So I don't care if I don't look great, if I don't speak well, I'm just going to do it, and better done than perfect. Right? I learned that long time ago. So I just got a lavalier mic, my smartphone, and start shooting content and at night, right? So that was the main reason why I chose YouTube, because you can have evergreen content and it can just prospect for you, while you are working on the office and building momentum that way. Absolutely.
Yeah, I think it's one of the best ways to make that transition, because a lot of people struggle when it comes to being a part-time and transitioning to full-time, because the only approach that they're taking is activities that need to be done during the 9 to 5. But when you start leveraging things like YouTube, you can create that in the evenings or weekends, and it could be building business and generating leads even while you're at work. And so I think it's really cool that you took that approach, but you went all in with it. And I think that's another important conversation. Is it's not like you started YouTube and you had massive success straight out the gate.
No.
You've been consistent with this for quite some time. So maybe walk through the journey that you've been on with YouTube, and the fact that you didn't have thousands of subscribers and you didn't get thousands of views every video, but you've stayed consistent.
Absolutely, man. And that's something really, really important. Like, this type of prospecting takes time, right? If you make a video, don't expect, well, sometimes it happens, but don't expect to have like massive success right away. I'm more like the hustle guy, the building, like putting the effort and being consistent, results and productivity go up. I'm not Suman, right? He was a massive success from the get-go, but my story is more like a consistency, putting the effort in, and try to beat myself, really, because at the beginning it's just your mind. You're playing against your mind, right? It's like, oh no, it's I don't have a good microphone, or I don't have good lights, or I don't have this, and you start, kind of just working at yourself and just creating excuses why not to do something. So I just went all in. I interviewed with you. I don't know if you remember. That's super funny story, by the way. I'm just gonna be super transparent here. We interviewed. We got an appointment. I didn't find the link, and I emailed you like, man, I know I'm like 5 minutes late, but I can find the link. You sent it to me, and I don't know, but I didn't click with you right from the get-go, which is one of the awesome things about the Wolfpack. We have a diverse community of people, and we spoke, and I knew, because I started following you when I was looking at a place to hand my license. I was looking to join a team that really helped me just develop my full potential in real estate. And I interviewed with big companies and stuff. And after that interview, I was like, man, this guy has a lot of value, and I love your YouTube channel, all the content you produce. But we didn't click. And then you tell me, you know what, Felipe? I have an agent. She speaks Spanish, and I'm going to introduce you to her. So you introduced me to Vane, and I spoke with her like 3 seconds. I was in. Yeah. Right? I was like, we came from the same college and stuff, and similar backgrounds. And she told me, hey, this is what you need to do. Start with your personal brand. And I was like, I'm in. Help me do that. And she, as well as you, have a marketing company, and they helped me with I was going serious, man. That was the thing. If you go into real estate, get all the way in the water. Don't just put your feet and see how the temperature is. Just get in. Otherwise, it's a full job. right? So, and you should treat it as such. And while I was in the 9 to 5, I knew my future was in real estate and my passion was in real estate. So I went all in and started doing my personal brand right away, uh, and then start consuming the content and got my mic and very inexpensive things, honestly. Got lights and green screen from Amazon, and as soon as I could, start producing my first video, which is one of my best views, by the way. And but yeah, that was the secret, just being serious and being with a full intent. And you already walked that path, and it is laid out for us, and it's up to us to follow it, right? So there's nothing new under the sun. We have in the Wolfpack, we have strategies, we have a list of videos that we need to produce because are the most engaging videos, and just do what they told you to do. Which is hard for some of us because we want to do our own thing. We think we know, oh, my audience is gonna like this or that, and maybe, but you're starting, so follow the path of somebody who already succeed there. That's a key secret that some people don't follow. I don't know why, but we are.
It is. And it's really cool. I love that you brought up Vinay because, she actually surpassed my YouTube channel recently and I was so proud of her, and it's just been amazing. Yeah. It's so cool to see how she's grown and that, all of us are now like a family after being together for, over a year. And it's been insane to see, the growth of your channel and where you've come since then. And, I think I'd like to, before we get into how you've created efficiencies when it comes to creating content, I really like what you were talking about off camera, which is the difference it made when you went from 1 video a week to 2 videos a week. Because I've talked to people about that so many times. I say 2 videos a week is the golden standard. You will get more than a 2 times multiple when you do that. And a lot of people think that I'm just throwing that out because it sounds good, but you've been there.
I know. I've seen I was seeing the analytics this morning and comparing before and after. Man, it's day and night. Yeah. If I could go back in time and start my YouTube channel, I will start with 2 videos. And obviously, it's like going to the gym, right? You're building your muscles, and now it's easier for me, and I can shoot content like way faster than before. My first video, it took me, I don't know, probably 4 hours to produce. And after that, I recorded in like super high quality, and then the editing software couldn't process that because that was too much quality. So I had to redo it again. I was like freaking out, but I did it again, faster the second time. But yeah, it's just being like that, man. It's day and night, and it's a mindset shift, right? Because when I started, I knew I had to do like 1 video a week, and honestly, I fell short lots of times, right? And I didn't feel great, but I justify myself saying, oh, but I got a buyer, and I went there and did some showings, and this guy called me, and yeah, but I wasn't treating it as my business. And right today, I'm dead serious. It's like 2 videos or else, right? So I cannot finish the week without that. I will sacrifice going out or whatever has to be done. That was funny because I was talking with Benet the other day. We were shooting content on Saturday night, both of us. I was like, yeah. But if that's what it takes, that's what it takes. Because if you want to succeed in this business, you have to be disciplined, and you need to, just take it seriously and just book that time and do whatever it takes just to make it happen. There's no excuses, right? It's all in here, honestly.
100%. Yeah, it makes sense. And, I'm really glad that you brought that point up, because a lot of people, when they get started with YouTube, they almost treat it as, I'm just going to try it, or I'm going to, do it when I have time, if I have time. But when you look at you and Benet, and, I ironically on Saturday was recording content all day too. It's, when you want to get full-time results from something, you have to put full-time effort into it and make it a priority. And I'd love for you to kind of set the tone and explain to people, you're now an icon agent and you're getting about 70% of your closings from YouTube. So
That's right.
before, let's kind of unpack the results that you've gotten and maybe some of the content that's worked best for you.
Okay. Well, first of all, and just to conclude the last point, I'm a father of two, my husband. I'm a basketball coach. I'm a pastor. So I have a lot of activities outside real estate, and I still have the time to do that because it's my business, right? And this is how I put bread on the table for my family. So I'm no kidding with that. So as far as your questions, can you repeat that again?
Yeah, so 70% of your closing is coming from YouTube. What content do you find is working for you?
Okay.
Yeah.
Perfect. So first of all, it's best places to live in town. So one of my first videos, and I saw this from other guys. Well, let me tell you my story real quick because I started in English my channel, right? Because it's like, hey, I'm in the US, I should speak in English. And then the response wasn't great. And then I tried something in Spanish, and people start relating to me. And the response that I got was massive compared to my other videos. And I was like, well, I guess my audience is telling me something, right?
Yeah.
So now my channel is 100%, well, 90% in Spanish. I still do something in English from time to time or put subtitles, but just listen to your audience because they tell you what to do. People tell me what videos they want to see, which is great, and then I start producing them. I do follow the list. So one of my best my best sellers or my best videos are like best places to live, where 10 reasons why I wouldn't move to Houston. Like the inverse subject of things that you will typically you want to showcase something nice. When you speak, hey, this is the not so nice part of living here, you gain credibility, and that video has like probably the highest engagement. Like I have like comment after comment, and good and bad, right? So people complaining and stuff like that, and people say, hey, don't move to Houston, we're too crowded already, there's too much traffic. And but yeah, that definitely 5 things you need to know before moving to Houston. That's probably has over 20,000 views, which for my channel that's a lot, right? Because I'm very niche. I just speak about Houston, well, the Woodlands, Texas was the best city to live in the U.S. for 2 years in a row. So that video has a lot of views as well because people know about that. And just my best videos is when I speak about a city in the Metroplex, probably. And then a lot of times property tours give me buyers. Like, hey, I love that house. I love that community. Can you help me buy one of those? It's like, you're talking to the right person, my friend. So, and I have all my information in the description and also in the comments, which is very important because even if you post it there, people are asking you, how can I contact you? Because they don't read. So, but I try to make contact as soon as possible with them. And once they make contact with me, that's it. We close from my YouTube leads like 90%, 98% of the time. So because they already want to work with me because I'm the local expert, right? I'm positioned through YouTube, which is, I don't know any other way to prospect where you can position yourself as the expert, right? Now they know me because I'm myself in the videos. I joke around and I have all the spectrums of the personalities. I can be super serious and very numeric oriented, or I can be very relaxed and joke around. So, and that's just me, and that fluctuates with, I don't know, whatever the day is and whenever I'm filming. But people identify with me and they love my personality, or they don't, right? But the people who call me is like, hey, let's do business, which is something I love about YouTube. It's probably more than 98% start their search online, and YouTube is the second largest search engine. So, and guess what? They're gonna find me because in the Social Agent Academy, one of the things you teach is how to optimize your videos. It's not about just filming content and posting it and hope for the best. It's like I'm gonna be ranking. I'm gonna have authority in my market, and I can probably beat people that have been there with their videos for like a year, 2 or 3 before me, and I gain momentum and rank at the same level or pass them, right? So that's the beauty of it. And I do study my competition, right? I just love to do that. I don't compare to them, but I do study what they're doing, and I'll probably say probably 90% they don't optimize their channels, right? So which is key, right? Because when somebody looks for they're moving to Houston, I want them to find me, right? So that is giving me an edge, and I just, when you join the Wolfpack, it's part of the benefit that we get, but that's priceless, man. That's giving me like hundreds of thousands of dollars. Like, super grateful for that.
It's amazing, man. And I love that you take, I think this is, one of the many, many reasons why you've been so successful is, as you alluded to, you look at what's working, but you also understand that just because there's other people doing it, it doesn't mean that they're doing it right. And I find a lot of people are saying, well, Mike or Felipe, I want to start YouTube, but there's all these other agents in my market that are doing it, but they usually aren't doing it right. But then you also go to that next level further and say, okay, now that I understand the landscape of what's working in the market currently, you take a very data-driven approach to your channel. You look at the analytics, you see what's working, you see what's not, and you're treating it like a real business, and you're very intentional with how your content grows.
Yeah. And another strategy, like super tactical, is in the Wolfpack, we have the social agent coach, which is an ChatGPT extension that you guys created for us, which is awesome. You have no idea. It just makes everything easier because you download your analytics, you put it in the social agent coach. The social agent coach will tell you exactly what videos to shoot, and the ones that have more probability of success and more engagement, and tells you, like, you can say, hey, give me the bullet points of, of the things I need to say, and besides the topic, and give me the hooks that I need to do, and everything. So it's actually telling you the source if you want to investigate and develop that topic even more. It tells you the source, where to go, and I mean, it's making my job like automated, which is priceless because that's gonna save me a bunch of time that I can use for income producing activities, which is how we get to, being top producers, right?
Of course. And I find, one of the things that you've done so well is you're always focusing on leverage. And I think that, is very clear when you're part-time going to full-time, you focus on high leverage activities like YouTube in order to generate leads while you're working. But you also have created leverage when it comes to creating your content. You kind of spoke about, the fact that when you're working with clients, you'll film when you're doing all these different things. So do you want to maybe unpack some of the strategies that you've been able to implement that have helped create content much easier? Because a lot of people are so overwhelmed with how am I going to find time? Where am I going to come up with properties? But you've done so well with this.
Yeah, absolutely, man. And I have a lot of clients out of state. So I'm a relocation expert because I went through the process. I moved from Mexico to Houston, and I went through the pain. And one of the many reasons I became a realtor is because I hired a realtor and they didn't do a great job, honestly. We did everything for them. And I said, man, I can do this way 1,000 times better, right? And provide so much more value. And when I do my job, let's say they want me to, we engage, we send them the paperwork, they want to see some house, I send them some options. This is very key, Mike. I sit with them, even in a Zoom meeting or at least a phone call, and I understand what they want and what they need, right? And I know my city enough that I can pinpoint the places that they're gonna like. So I send them that information. I'm super efficient that way. That's my engineering brain working right there.
Yeah.
So I send them exactly what they need, and I have people who come from out of state, and they think they're gonna take a week to find a place, and it takes me half a day. We visit several places. It's like, hey, I think you're gonna love this. Boom, 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 boom. Because I took the time to understand their needs and wants, and their budget, obviously. So once I nail that, it's easy for me take them to the places, and they always get surprises like, Felipe, we thought we were gonna spend a week here, and we love this property, right? and while I do that, part of my efficiency is like I go live, Mike. I go like Instagram live. It's like, hey guys, I'm working in here. Take a look at this beautiful construction, and I just walk around doing that. Or if I work with investors and they send me to a trash out house, it's like, guys, for all my investors here, let's do this walkthrough together. What do you think? This needs this, and that. And I done renovations, so I know what I'm talking about. And this, we could break this wall, put here, this and that. And I just I'm already doing it, right? So why not profit from it and create content, right? And then when we go to a community that I want to showcase, I show up, or let's say we have an appointment at noon. I show up at 10 a.m. and start shooting about, this is what I do always. I shoot about the community, and then let's say there's like 5 model homes, and I go to each one of them and just do my walkthrough. And I have 6 videos right there.
Yeah.
Right? So, and then they come, and I look like an expert because I already walked those 5 homes. And I tell them, hey, this is a 2-3, 2 stories. Look at this, the granite is here. This is actually great. This one is better than the next one because of this. And I know what I'm talking about, and it just makes me look great. And I already have content, and my clients are happy, right? So you just have to evolve and create, strategies to maximize your time. And if you're already working on it, why not put it in video? If it's not in video, it didn't happen, right?
Yeah, I love that. It's so true. A lot of people are overcomplicating the content process when you're already doing property related or community related initiatives with your clients. Mm-hmm. Just that extra little thought of showing up 2 hours early to get upwards of 6 videos is such an intelligent way to just double down on the activities you're already doing. And I think it's finding efficiencies within you, especially with you as a father with all of these other things that you have on the go. It's important for you to use your time wisely and to double down on the things that you're already putting into your calendar.
No, man, absolutely. I couldn't do it any other way, because if I'm going to keep recording 2 videos a week, there's no other way to do it.
Yeah.
Because there's some videos that are like more labor intense. Like I'm going to a city probably tomorrow, and I'm going to talk about the whole city, and it's going to take me at least 4 hours of shooting content.
Yeah.
Right? So that's super, but then you have the low hanging fruit, like property walks, which work great for me and gave me a lot of people interested in buying, or even sellers. Like when I go to a listing presentation, I just show, hey, you see this walkthrough in my YouTube channel? You could be there here, you could be here too. So
one of the things that I think is really important that you alluded to, and I want to make sure people caught this, is the fact that you alluded to the fact that a city tour might be 4 hours, right? It might take you 4 hours to record. And from my experience, most agents hear that and say, well, that's a lot of time. That's a lot of effort. And I think where people go wrong, and I see this all the time with organic content and the time it takes to create it, or paid ads and the money people are spending, is most agents don't understand return on time invested. Because if you spend 4 hours to create one video and you get one deal from that, maybe an $8,000 commission, you're getting $2,000 an hour. And a lot of people don't look at that bigger picture and just think, if I can't record it in 30 minutes, then it's too much effort. It's too much work. But you're very intentional about saying, I know that this is some form of prospecting that can give me business for years to come. If I'm going to
Yes.
do it, I'm going to do it the right way.
And you know what, Mike? I did the math, and every video was about $6,000 for me.
Yeah.
Right? I don't mind. I don't mind shooting. And another thing is that is me because I love to bring value and inform people well. I've seen videos of the same city that I'm going to shoot in 5 minutes. It
Yeah.
is impossible to do that in 5 minutes. And but I'm just very thorough. And I had complaints in my channel. Oh, your videos are too long, like a 20-minute video, because they're like 5-minute video, 8-minute videos, and but that's fine. But the people, this is the key. This is a golden nugget for everybody. People who are serious, looking to buy, relocate, or sell, they want to see a lot of information,
Yeah.
right? And I'm bringing all the information in one video instead of them just looking around several different YouTubers to gather the same amount of information. I just put it in one place. That's why my videos are longer. And if it's like I did a tour of the whole city, right? Like left to right, north to south, and it was like when I finished, it was like 42 minutes. I just cut it in two, and I had two videos right there, part one, part two, right? Because I know 40 might be a lot, right? So and it's great. I mean, both of them work really well, right? But whoever is serious, they're not gonna mind having a lot of information in your video. So, because a lot of people could say or think is like, oh, what is the best length? Like 5, 10, 16? It just depends on the value you're bringing.
Yeah.
I never had a complaint, never ever, of somebody who actually bought, saying like, hey, Felipe, I saw you on YouTube, that's what I call you, and I loved your content, but it was too long. Never.
Yeah.
Actually, it's the opposite. Thank you for bringing that amount of information. I'm moving to Houston. I'm gonna contact you. I just read that before. One of the last comments that I read before getting with you, Mike, was like, great content. Thank you for the information. I'm moving to Houston. I'm gonna contact you like immediately. So, and
That's
before
incredible.
that, I had somebody who's like, oh, complaining about, oh, it's too crowded already. Don't move to Houston. No. So.
Yeah, you have to pick and choose, what you're listening to. And I think that's a really good point that you make, is that there's no perfect length. The perfect length is the one that can continuously deliver value and make it educational and entertaining the entire time. And the way that you've done that so well is you're just authentically yourself. Benet's very similar, very, very fun, very energetic, and very playful. And people really connect with that. And, I think that's why the concept of YouTube is people are going to work with the agent that gives them the answers they're looking for and a bit more, and guides them. You're never going to get somebody, like you said, complain about there being too much information and too much value when they're looking to make a decision with hundreds of thousands, sometimes millions of dollars. And so that leaves me to a really interesting question. I'm very curious to see your response to this. Let's look at that city tour video. 4 hours, could be 40 minutes, 20 minutes, whatever the length might be. Most agents struggle with preparation, and they say, okay, I need to do a city tour, but I don't know what the heck to say. And so what does your process look like from idea, coming up with ideas, to then planning what you're going to say in the videos, where you're going to shoot for a city tour all over the map, and then getting to the point of editing?
Absolutely. So I prepare. I do my research, right? Because I know the city, but I'm not I don't live there. It's like 45 minutes away from my house, but it's a very popular city. It's renowned for their school district. Like everybody wants to be in Katy ISD, right? Because Katy ISD has top-notch schools. So there you go. Number one, schools. And my clients told me, like, hey, Felipe, we're interested in Katy. Why? Because of the schools. Right. Let's do it. Yeah. So I start, when it's a new city, I start at the heart of the city, right? Maybe a something like a park or like a mall, something that really speaks out like, hey, in this case, this is Katy. right? So I start there, talk about that, tell them what I'm going to be doing during the video and all the value I'm going to provide. And then we go see the best attractions. So I always talk amenities. I always talk about people, believe it or not, people relocating, they're always concerned about safety, about flooding, about schools, um, obviously jobs, and just being a nice neighborhood. So I will say those are the main things that I always hear over and over, because I've been doing this for like some time now, and my clients, it's always the same, right? So guess what I'm going to talk about in my videos? Schools, amenities, how safe it is, right? I'm going to tell them, hey, these are the main attractions. This is the best neighborhoods. I'm going to walk through some properties in the area. I'm going to show them how the streets look like, how the parks look like, and my favorite spots or my favorite restaurants. I'm going to take them to a local restaurant, a brewery, or something like that, something fun to showcase that city. And that's about it. So, but I need to do my research. So I need to tell them price ranges. So in this, there's master plan communities in this city, super famous. So in this master plan community, you're gonna find homes from 2,000 square feet to 4,000 square feet. The price ranges from 350 to $1 million, right? This other community, you have this and that, and always tell them tax rates. That's important for them as well. So I need to do a little bit of research, but that's easy for me. I have all the resources that I need, and I'm gonna talk about that specifically in the video, and probably an off voice or something. I'm gonna tell them, hey, this community is awesome. This is the main characteristics of it, and this is the tax rate, and this is the price range, because that's super important for them. They're gonna fall in love with the place, but if it's not in their budget, right? So I need to find something for everyone, and that's the key. So I go from best neighborhood and to okay neighborhoods, and then lower prices, higher prices. Because there's always, in my videos, there's always something for everyone. Because I don't know who's gonna contact me, right? Yeah. Maybe somebody with a big pocket, or maybe somebody in a budget. So it's all about showcasing the city as best as you can, understanding what your audience is looking for.
100%. Right? And I think, it's great to kind of really reveal that you've gone through that effort, because so many people, again, and I find this is one of the difficulties agents have, is that they kind of take the stance that, well, that sounds like a lot of work. And it's like, well, yes, but the results you get are incredible. But also, that's technically the work you should be doing anyway, because if you want to, every agent says that they want to become the market expert of their area. Well, how do you become the market expert of your area if you don't do research, if you don't understand different communities, different submarkets, different surrounding areas? Why not do that research anyway, which you should already be doing, but turn it into a video that could generate you leads for years to come?
Exactly. And Mike, that's how I became an expert in Houston, shooting videos, because it forced me to know about my community, right? And that is you hit the nail right there on the head. You need to know. You need to be the expert. How you become an expert? You need to study your city. You need to study your trends. I do have somebody who helps me with my reels. So every week I send them a snapshot of my market statistics, and she does a calculation, and we have this is the percentage changes from active homes from this week to last week. And these pendings, boom, boom, boom. And that, in 10 seconds, you can know how the market is going through my Instagram. Let's put it that way. But first of all, I mastered YouTube before I moved to another social media, right? So that's very important. Don't try to do everything at the same time. You're going to die, right? You're not going to be as efficient as you could be if you master one and then move to the other one and then master that, and then keep adding prospecting tools to your tool belt, but go slowly until you feel comfortable mastering something, then move to the next one. Otherwise, you're just going to burn out.
Yeah, I agree. And I think, it goes back to that quote, the man who chases two rabbits catches none. Mm-hmm. So many agents are dabbling in so many different things, and they're kind of that, jack of all trades, master of none. And you've really taken that to the next level of really becoming a master of YouTube. And it's been incredible to see your success. And I'd love to kind of bring things together with, the story of your rise to success, because, you fell short of one of your goals.
Yeah.
And I think that's a really important lesson, because, there's many years where I might not hit my goals as well, but I don't let that define or defeat me. I use that as motivation. Do you want to talk about, what it was like to fall a bit short of a really incredible accolade, but then go on to achieve it?
No, absolutely. As I said, my first year was halftime, and after that year ends, I was super close to break six figures. And I just said to myself, man, if I can do this part-time, imagine what I can do if I go full-time. So that gave me the strength to, just quit. Because just like you said at the beginning, some people, they just want to hold on so hard to something that they feel safe, because a W-2 job is not safe. They can fire you anytime, right? Yeah. So, and when they fired me, it wasn't because of my performance. I was a super top performer. It's just the company was, almost, they declared bankruptcy, right, actually, after they laid me off. Yeah. So after that, I just took a step of faith, and it is scary, right? Especially when you're the breadwinner of your family. My wife doesn't work outside. She works a lot in the house, for sure. Yeah. Take care of the kids, and I appreciate that a lot. But it puts a double burden on me, right? Because it's if I fail, we fail. So that's no fun, right? So pick your poison. You either commit to your work and discipline yourself. And I'm not a disciplined person by nature. So it takes effort on my side. Either that or we don't eat. And my son wants to go on vacation, and he wants to join this club and play AAU basketball and stuff like that. Those stuff costs money. So so I do that. Then on my first year, I'm super ambitious, and I surrounded myself with very ambitious people in the Wolfpack as well. So much that sometimes it's intimidating, because you have super top performers in the group, which is something that I love, because they kind of pull you and elevate your game. And I just can't sit still hearing everybody have wins every week, and I need to do something to get some wins, brother. So I go there and commit to the process, and I'm just seeing the fruits of that. So 1 year passed, and I was not super consistent with my videos and stuff, but I saw, even though I wasn't super consistent, I saw results. Right, so that was key, and at the beginning, everybody's a little, fearful, like, oh, I don't know if that's gonna work for me or not. It's just, for me, it was just shut up, do it, right? And then after a while, I start seeing people start calling, and I'm like, man, this stuff works, right? And then more people, and until I start getting a consistent lead flow, and I wasn't even picking up the phone; they were calling me. So imagine that, people calling you to help you sell or buy. That's the dream, right? Yeah. So it's a lot of inbounding calls. I don't have F-bombs, which I did calling when I was an investor. Got a lot of those. Yeah. But this is like awesome. So, but I said, I need to be an icon agent. For all of you guys who are realtors in other brokerages, 80-20 split in EXP. After you give them $16,000 of your cap, of that 20%, you become you cap, so you got 100% on your split. 20 deals later, you become an icon. And on my first year, I fell 5 deals short. I ran out of time, basically. But I was in a roll, right? So I was getting there. I just needed a little extra time, but I ran out of it. And instead of, getting depressed or something, I didn't hit my goal, I was like, dude, I'm going to hit it next year. I'm so close. You can almost feel the success, right? And almost grasp at it. And I fell short. My second year as a full-time agent, I capped in 2 months. And I knew it back then. Like, hey, I got this. I'm just going to hit icon this year. And it took me 6 months later to hit icon. So I hit icon this anniversary year, and I still have like 4 more months to enjoy that. right? So even reduced transaction fee to $75. I could sell $1 million home. I just pay $75, which is awesome.
Yeah.
Right? So I use that to fuel my energy and challenge myself to do it better and keep being consistent. And a key part of that, if you hear this video and you got all this way, do this. Double down your effort, because I double down on that, start getting results. Beautiful.
Yeah, man. It's I love that you use that as motivation. You don't get deflated like so many people. You've risen to the top and you looked at it as part of your journey every step of the way, and you're so intentional with everything. And I think that's, even and we'll kind of go into this conversation as we pull it together, but how you do one thing is how you do everything. And one of the things I love about you is I see you on every mastermind call. I see you showing up consistently. You don't half-ass any aspect of your business in your life. You are fully committed all the time. And I think that's such a testament of your character and why you've done so well, because you're not dabbling, you're not trying, you're doing and committing. And so, as we kind of, bring this conversation together, because you've shared so many incredible tips, I always like to wrap it up with, why did you decide EXP in our group? But more importantly, what can people expect when partnering with you? Because you are a servant leader, you've got a big heart, and you love to turn other people into top producers.
Absolutely,
so walk
man.
us
That's
through
my
what that
passion
looks like.
right there. Good question. Two things. I'm an engineer, so I interview with some other companies, and the initial split was 70-30. That was a solo agent. Then if I join a team, that was 60-40. Then if they feed me leads, that was a 50-50. And that just hurt my pocket, brother. I was like, no way. I'm going to work this hard to get half of it. And other brokers, something similar. And I started looking in YouTube, comparing brokerage models, because that's what I do. Like, my engineering mind just took me there. And I got into your channel. I understood a little bit more of the model, and I just did the math, and it was simple. Like, I'm gonna make more money just being here than anywhere else, right? Yeah. And then you have the flat brokers or the transaction brokerages, but that's playing defense, and I'm not playing defense. That's good if you're gonna do 5 deals a year, right? That's good, but that's not my game. I'm gonna do top producer, and that's it. So the more money you make, the more sense it takes to be in EXP, because you get more money. And like this year, my second year as a full-time agent, basically I got 100% split all year, because the company just gave me back my $16,000. And I'm involved in EXP Latino. I'm an ambassador, so that counted as the 20 points that I need as the cultural goal to get my $16,000. And so I just got it right there. So it just made economic sense. That's one. And number two, I saw you're a monster. I love your discipline, your dedication, the value, and I just wanted to be aligned with somebody like that, right? So, because if you want to get to the top, just get surrounded by people who are already there, right? And they're gonna pull you, right? You're not gonna pull them down; they're gonna pull you up. So, and I love there's a reason why the team is called the Wolf Pack, because packs are stronger together. Like, isolated wolf get eaten, and that is one of the reasons I always make a priority to go to the masterminds every Tuesday. Because I'm there. Sometimes it's a mindset game, and sometimes I'm not having a great time. It's not always roses and closings, right? So I need to go there. I spend their time with the people who are succeeding, and we encourage each other, and that brings more fuel, and keep going. The key is not get isolated, and there's a lot of resources. There's a lot of people who are willing to help if you ask for it. And another thing, if they join me, as I said, I'm a basketball coach. I think that's my heart. I just love to develop people, and it's just like trolls, man. No one gets behind. No one gets left behind. Like I have people in my team. I have people in Florida and Massachusetts, in Texas, and I make sure. I mean, if they join me, they're gonna be top producers. You can swear that, right? Yeah. So I'm gonna help them get there because I already walked that walk and I know what to do, and I'm gonna help them in anywhere they need. I'm gonna make sure they are accountable. I'm gonna make sure they're doing whatever I tell them to do because that's it. I mean, there's no magic pill or something like that. You have to do the work. You have to be diligent, and not just posting because of I'm just gonna be consistent and post whatever I want, right? So there's a game strategy. There's a plan. Just follow it. Make sure you do it. It's gonna take an effort from your part, yes, but if you are too comfortable, that's gonna be telling you you're doing something wrong. You always gotta be uncomfortable in this business, right? That way you're always growing, and your business is going to grow, and treat it as a business, right? So that's one of the main problems of realtors. They don't treat it as a business, and it is, brother. If I don't produce content, I don't eat. So that's easy for me, right?
100%, man. No, I think it's incredible, Felipe. You've become such an amazing role model, and it's been amazing to build this partnership since you've joined us, and to see that you're now passing that torch and helping others become strong agents and changing not just their business but their families' lives is such a fulfilling thing to be able to witness. So again, Felipe, I appreciate you being on the call today. I'm going to link all of your incredible content below. And again, just really excited to see how many more lives you could change, because there's a lot of people that need somebody like you right now in their corner. And I know from experience that you're going to put in the work to help somebody get to where they want to be.
Absolutely. You bet that. Absolutely.
Awesome.
Hey, Mike,
guys,
thank you so much for your time. It's been a pleasure. Guys, everybody there listening, just try it. Or even if you don't join EXP or the Wolfpack, you can contact me and I'll be more than happy to help. Right? Because that's what I do. I just help people, and I get retribution from other sites. Right? So don't worry about that. We're all together in this. So we were one industry. There's adversity. There's rates against it. There's lawsuits. There's whatever it is. But we're gonna go strong, and we're gonna emerge stronger this year. Don't be afraid of any changes. Embrace them. Get better. Get stronger, and let's crush it.
Man, what a perfect way to bring this video to a close. So thank you, Felipe. Again, if you like this video, check out the next one that will be on the screen. Go take a look at all of Felipe's incredible content. He is a blueprint of what you should be doing in your market, and follow him along, and also take advantage of that opportunity to reach out to them. Thanks so much, everyone. Thanks, Felipe. See you in the next video.